We'll be recording any minute. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, no, thank you for joining me, G. That is super, super sick for your time and all of that fun stuff. So today, quickly, I'm just going to run through like my experience and why I feel like social media is friggin' super important. And I just think it's awesome, or I think it's important for people to know, especially if they want to start their own business, that they should prioritize like social media rather than building a website or rather than creating a logo. And I was the same. Like as soon as I wanted to do something initially, and I don't know whether it's because I was taught something or I was told something, but initially it was like, okay, I need a logo and I need this and I need that. And these things really weren't important in terms of the essence of actually creating a business. So yeah, I'm going to quickly go through like a couple of things that, or I guess my sort of journey. And then afterwards, if we've got time, let's have a quick chat, and it'd be wicked to just hear some insight on your life and, you know, what's going on and how like socials are working for, you know, I guess like someone real, because, you know, I'm just posting for the best in theory. So
yeah, no, thanks for having me, man. It's it's going to be fun.
Wicked. But yeah, I'd love to hear your input as well, obviously. So this is like my story and what I believe is the correct way. If you see anything or you don't agree with it, either wait for the round table at the end or just chime in, like either way.
Sure.
So just wanted to, I guess, I think 99% of people before starting a business, and this includes me because I was exactly the same, you know, like you start feeling like, what do you do? Like, do you have the time? I started thinking like, do I have the time? Am I good enough? Will people even buy my stuff? Like, what do I need to do first? And is it even possible? Like all of these things were in my head, but I still persevered and I was still like, you know what? I'm just going to friggin' do it. So that is basically what I did. The next thing I started doing was like, okay, ideas. Let's start figuring out this stuff. Like, let's start figuring out what ideas, what kind of businesses I want to do. So initially I started looking at like your drop shipping. This was like years and years ago. And then I figured that drop shipping was like a thing that wasn't going to gain me any skills. Like it was, I guess it's kind of like an affiliate marketing, or not that I'm saying these things are bad, but in my head, it's not like a lifelong skill. It's not like accountancy is the one thing that I'm thinking of, but it's not like an accounting degree where you're like, okay, I can use this. So I wanted to kind of upskill myself as well as like do the thing or provide the service. So the kind of, I guess the in between was like selling a course, like an online course that you're an expert in. And I became a personal finance coach or certified like back in 2018 or something, like years ago. So yeah, friggin' a long time ago. But there's other things that kind of incorporate around that, like other digital products or selling a service online or online coaching. I don't know if I said that earlier. I know I said courses. Yeah. So I think initially it was like an online course. And then I started to think, okay, for an online course, what needs to happen? And in my head, and I don't know where this comes from, but in my head, it was like, okay, I need to find a business name that sounds really cool. And then I need to find a wicked logo that everyone will understand and know. And then I need to like spend months on getting a website that looks really, really sick. And then it makes me look really, really professional. And then afterwards, like when I get those clients, I'm going to become a limited company so that when they see my email address and when they see like when they go to pay me, it's going to be yes, pay Right Economy Limited. And just all of this stuff that I did. And it took me ages, like I'm talking months and months and months. And then I got everything and it was super cool and I was super proud of myself. And then I got to the next bit or the next stage and I was like, okay, so I've got a limited, got a website, and you know, I've got a business bank account, but I'm back. Like I'm literally back where I started. I have no money, no extra money, no extra like anything. I've got no customers. I'm not talking to anyone new. I'm not trying to network. And it was just like, well, so all of this stuff, and it was literally like something hit me. It was like all of this stuff was for nothing. Like it's actually costing me money. Now that I'm a limited company, I need to submit a self-assessment. I need to submit my corporation tax, and all of this stuff like is just admin that no one necessarily needs, especially right in the very friggin' beginning.
Yeah.
And yeah, so at the end of it, it was like I've got no extra income, I've got no extra skills, like I'm not learning anything about coaching itself to provide a better service, and I've got no extra contacts and like no systems. Like I literally, everything was structured, but who needs structure when you've got no customers, when you've got no revenue? So it was weird because it was like I felt like I moved forward, but I hadn't really moved forward. I was like back to where I started. And I don't know. So that was like a real big kind of thing for me. And then I realized like I needed to learn first. Like these are the things that made me realize that that whole thing of building the website and all of that, that was a waste of time. What I should have really been doing was learning. And if I was learning, like learning about the craft, so learning about personal finance. So these are the two things. So in my head now, I realized like that that was wrong, but you know, I needed to go through that to realize this. But the two things that I should have been focusing on, the first one is knowledge. And that is because when you understand something, I believe it becomes easier to talk about. Like you can just say it off the tip of your tongue without even thinking that it's a thing. And this makes you more confident when you start talking about it like that. And I believe when you start talking about it like that, people will start resonating with you or start thinking that you're like the expert, you know, because you are, especially if you're confident in talking about it.
Sure.
And you don't know the skill level that the other person's going to be in. Also shows, so all of this, it also shows like social presence. Like you're basically, you're telling the world that, you know, this is me and this is what I'm talking about. Because you're more knowledgeable about it, it becomes easier for you to talk about it. I know I just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that is essentially the first thing that I should have been doing instead of building the website and all of that sort of stuff is learning, like properly going into it more than your average person, like more than watching the YouTube videos and actually like properly learning it. And that is because, or a big part of it is the social media aspect. So I believe like the two things that I should have been working on, probably literally like, I don't know, 45%, like half and half, or maybe even social media more. I don't know. I'll ask you about this in a sec. Yeah, I should have been learning or posting or doing social media. I started realizing that the faster I started talking about what I do, and as the more I started shouting about it, the faster I'll get clients. But the interesting thing is that if I didn't have the knowledge, when I'm talking about it, like I don't want to talk about it. I didn't want to shout about it. I didn't want to post anything about it because I felt almost like I was faking it till I'm making it kind of thing. So when I started to learn and when I started to realize actually I know what I'm talking about here, then the social media part started to become easier. And when that becomes easier, the more the kind of social media network of bringing in people and getting customers started to work in my favor. But I started to realize like social media will get you clients so much quicker than your website. Your website is like passive, like it's there, but you constantly need to say to people, oh, hey, I have a website. No one is going to find it unless, well, actually, no one's going to find it unless you pay someone thousands on SEO. But even then, if you're a competitor, you know, if you're like in a really competitive kind of industry, then you're still not going to find it because you'll be against really big people. And yeah, and social media, it's active. You can, for me to talk about my website, for example, for me to tell people, I need to go through social media. So like the way I've seen social media, or the way social media is that it's active. I can reach out to people, I can engage to people, I can like basically say what I do without even having to say it. I don't even have to be like, hey, come buy this thing. I can just show people what it is, and that automatically brings value. So I realized that the knowledge will help me do the socials, and the socials is what I need to get the people or to get the clients. And that was like massive for me because all of that other stuff is just, it's just a waste of money, man. I don't even know what else like
It's I mean, I don't know, I'm just going to jump in, but yeah, it's part, I wouldn't say it's a waste of money because you said like it was all pointless, or you said something like that before, but you did, and then you corrected afterwards and saying that you needed to go through it all, but you did, because it basically you need to know what you're doing in order. So if you don't know what you're doing and then you go and speak to the masses and then you're like, hey, come over here and look at this thing, and they're like, what thing? And you're like, I don't know, I haven't worked it out yet. You had to go through that process in order to to have the thing to talk about. So when you go and speak to the people, then there's something over there. The flip side of that is,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say the flip side of that is the social media side of it is so important because you are speaking directly to the customers.
Yeah.
And you're finding your audience and finding your voice and all of that. But that becomes a whole other set of learning within itself. So even though you've gone and learned the skill and learned, you know, even building the website and learned how to do all of that stuff, then you have to go and speak to the customers. When you go and speak to the or go and gather the customers, but that is a whole new thing where you're like, oh, I don't know how to speak to people, but I don't know
True.
what to say. I don't know how to present it. I just have all of this knowledge in my head.
Yeah.
But similar to, like, I'm just going to call them geeks, but you know, like people who will just go in and you'll be like, oh, you know, my favorite film is Star Wars. And then they'll say, well, did you know that actually in Star Wars, the best thing is that the Ewoks or whatever it was were born in and they can give you all of these facts about this thing. And you're like, yeah, I just said that I liked it. But they've got all of this information.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to present it.
Yeah.
Whereas if they can give that exact same knowledge and go, but and put it in a different way where you're like, oh, that's a really interesting fact. But if someone just came up and started saying to you, by the way, did you know that in Star Wars, and you're like, I didn't even ask you about anything to do with that. But when you find your audience, you find your tribe, so to speak, as I like to put it.
Yeah.
You can speak all of the knowledge that you want to them and they'll absorb it because it's relevant to them. And they go, oh, I know that. Did you know this? And you're sharing. And then, you know, you can then welcome them into your store, which is your website.
Yeah.
And, oh, this is exactly where I needed to be. Or I was looking for something like this. Or, you know, in the Star Wars.
Present, I think, because like even if they didn't need something from you, but you were constantly talking about Star Wars, for example, and then like a birthday.
I know nothing about Star Wars, by the way. I don't know why I use that as an example.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I'm like, are Ewoks even in Star Wars?
Yes. But I'm thinking of the hairy, like
Chewbacca.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No,
but even in Star
I think
Wars,
like because you're posting about something that's your thing that you're knowledgeable about, you'll be, I guess, not tainted, but you'll be put as that person. So whenever there is a thing that, if we're talking like Star Wars as the example, if someone, I don't know, say wanted to have a Star Wars event, like they'll be like, oh, you know, who do I know who does Star Wars? This person. And then that would be their first person they'll reach out to and say, hey, look, you're the Star Wars expert. I want this event to be Star Wars themed. It's going to be mega. Can you help me out? And then so when it comes to, I guess, business, the crazy thing is that the other thing that I learned that I didn't put in here was that when I started like my business, I was doing cold outreach. I was doing cold emails, cold calling.
Yeah. I
kind of tried to do cold, like knocking on doors, but I didn't. I went into like businesses and I stood there. It was just like, oh, so this looks nice. And then
it might have been cold as well. So in which case you did.
Yeah, true. But that's freaking difficult. Like,
for sure.
So I done an email campaign where you have to. So the email campaign, first of all, I needed to warm up my emails because if you use your normal email, it will be basically classed as spam in the email security world. And if it's classed as spam in the email security world, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to sit in a spam box. So the first thing that you need to do is like buy set different emails that look like yours, and then you warm them up. So that thing takes like 3-4 weeks. And once it's warmed up, then you start doing email campaigns. And obviously, so I had 2 emails, and they were throwing out 50 emails each to like a cold lead outreach, basically, just like a cold number of leads. I think it was like 500. It wasn't a lot.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So I started doing, or I'd done that, went through the whole process. So it's essentially like, you know, you'll send them one email and then a few days later they'll get another one. So it's a chain of like events of emails unless they respond to you. And one person responded back in like the 300 that were sent. And that person, do you know what it was? It was an out of office. And then so the whole of the 500 emails, like it got eventually sent, and then it got all the whole campaign eventually got done, and I received basically no leads. So I got like a few not interested, a few what is this, and a few like stop emailing me. Emails. But so that was hard, man, and it cost you money, and it's like and you're not even at the point of talking to them yet.
Yeah.
You're just saying, hey, I do this, like if you want to know more, let me know.
Yeah.
And conversion rates for these things are generally really low, like below the 1%. And because I had like not a lot of people, like 500 in terms of a cold outreach is not a lot of, not a lot. So
Yeah.
you know, I probably should have converted more, so maybe something failed there. But the weird or the funny thing is, so that's outbound, right? Whereas if you're doing socials is inbound. You're just posting stuff. You're just telling the world what you're doing, and eventually someone's going to be like, hey, your stuff is cool, like can you tell me how to do this? And they've come to you and they're a warm lead. Like you're already doing the thing, you're just showing
Yeah.
you're doing it. And that to me is so much more productive, so
Yeah.
much better than going out and doing cold outreach. And this is why I feel like, I don't know, the social media stuff is super, super important, and it's super important to start like early as possible. But yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I'll let you carry on. I don't even know where.
No. I mean, I'll start talking about Star Wars again, and I feel like I haven't even seen one Star Wars film. I think I have seen one, but I couldn't even tell you who it was.
But yeah,
In it. But no, it's really interesting that that's the thing, because I would never have even thought about warming up emails. That's like a whole other thing to learn. And who even thinks, you just think, well, you send an email,
yeah,
someone will get it, they'll read it or delete it or send it, it goes to junk, and that's
exactly.
pretty much it. But as an inbox, if you need to, or as an outbound box or whatever it is, as a new company thing, you kind of, knowing that you have to do that, and that can take 3 to 4 weeks, is like, that's insane. Not insane, but it's like,
Yes, it really
it's,
is.
but it makes sense because it's fresh. And with the amount of scam emails, my junk box is so full
Yeah,
of stuff
yeah,
that it is just, I can see why. And some of them are probably just started up a scam business or whatever business they have.
Yeah.
And they're just sending stuff
yeah.
straight away. And it's like, my Google's just gone, nah, throw that in the bin.
Yeah.
So
With me, like I hate spam emails. They actually annoy. Sometimes I look at them because I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, but generally, like it's just
yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder what they're like. How are you getting this information? Is this based off of what I'm looking at? Because I'm not looking at that, and I don't need that pill yet. But but do I need that pill now? Do you know something I don't? Are you speaking to my doctor?
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, with social media, it is what's good, and even piggybacking off what I just said, even though it's a joke, a lot of our searches are being refined for us and are being a lot more tailored to what we're looking at and looking for and seeing whatever else. So
Algorithm wise, you mean like
algorithm, yeah. So even though it's slightly delayed, or you may search for something, be looking, oh, I need to find an artist or something, and you're looking in that one thing and it doesn't find much. But then the next time you come on, it's like, hey, here are all of these artists, like on your social media, and it's like, oh, I don't need them anymore. Is what happens to me. What's good about it is that within that thing, like I tend to like a lot of AI based stuff and just things, because I'm really interested in what it does visually, also what it's doing for music. I'm interested in the art side of it and just the creation side of it in general. So a lot of stuff like that will come up, but I would never think of the industry that you're in, for instance, or another industry that you're in where you're talking about AI stuff, and it's like, oh, I didn't even know that was an option. But there are things happening in fields which can be more relevant to you or to someone, but because they're looking at the broader picture, the algorithm then goes, did you know this though? Did you know that there's this sector of it? Did you know that someone's doing phone leads? Did you know that someone's doing this? Did you know you can use AI for that? Did you? And it expands it. So whereas we could be looking at all the typical stuff, what's happening socially, what this celebrity said to this person, and oh no, they're dating this one. Sometimes in our interests and in what we like and comment on and share, we do get a lot of information which then actually helps us in our personal life. And it's I'd say it's, well, everyone's saying it's the new TV, but
absolutely 100%.
all the I also say it's the advert channel, but it's where all of your interests just get fed to you, and it's probably ideal in that sense because you are just looking at whatever it is that you like. And there are sometimes, especially when you're looking comments for things, you go, I don't know what the algorithm thinks I like, but it's nothing to do with this random whatever it is emo goth thing. And I'm like, how did we get here? But for whatever reason, it's just throwing everything at you, or throwing things that are related to things that are related to things that are related to things. So yeah, within that, with you playing on that field, you can get served to someone where you're like, where someone's like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. And now you're pretty much on the same playing field as Kim Kardashian, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
But they've got as much opportunity to see you as they do to see her in terms of showing up on the feeds. Probably more, because I don't think celebrities really pop up, if I'm being completely honest, on our socials. I don't think they do. If you go into like the Reels tab on Instagram and you're scrolling through, I don't think I see like, oh, maybe I do, maybe music artists more, but I don't think I've ever hit the Kardashians page, or any of them have just come up randomly.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. But yeah, you're on a playing like level playing field with Nike or Google or whatever it is, just because, which
And
is
free.
incredible.
Like,
Exactly. It costs you a little bit of time to record a video, post it, and put the right information. And sometimes you don't. Again, it's so advanced now that it hears what you say. If it can generate subtitles, it's already heard everything that you've said. So therefore, it's already said, hey, by the way, he's talking about blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, oh yeah, he is talking about that. And then it'll be like, who's looking for that? All of these people. And it may, show your video to millions of people in South America. And it's like, cool. Now you've got an audience out there. But if you can, and the hardest thing I've learned from doing it is it's hard to convert. So if you're converting already, that is like, yeah, even if it's one person, that is a great result, because a lot of people, singers, and especially singers as an example, it's difficult for them to get people to go and listen to their music on Spotify, because they're like, it just doesn't convert.
I mean, I can totally agree. Like, I've got this community, and like it's absolutely free, but there's like 10 people on it.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, and I get it. Like, one, there's so many little things that just you don't think are a thing, but they're a thing. Like, one, the lead magnet. So the way to get in it is that you go into Instagram, you go to my bio, you press a thing, and if I'm no one, because right now it's just like I'm just a person like everyone else. There's no like, why would they do that? What are they getting out of it? There's no like real value. Even if they see the value kind of now, who am I compared to everyone else? And I know this comes with time. Like, so it's just about putting in that effort. And I feel like a lot of people will not get that far because they will end up failing before they, before they succeed. And that's the hardest part, because there is a lot of work initially that I am also realizing that you need to kind of persevere through before you start seeing any real gain. But I also like I know, or I'm definitely freaking hopeful that once you push past that, it is just a case of like, wow, how did this just all happen like that?
Yeah. It's just by showing up.
Yeah.
Just by being there. And I mean, you tell me, but has it become, I'm going to say easier, but the doubts, because I know the doubts that you had before, I know the fears that you had before, and I'll call them fears, but you know what I mean? Have they subsided? Are you bothered now? Does it, like, where are you at?
I was just saying to Katie, my partner, I was just like, because she's started her own VA business, so she's going to be doing similar. She's just telling the world that she's doing this. But the thing is, the stuff that used to scare me the most was like, what are people going to think of me? Like, what are people going to think of me when you start posting? And especially, and it's random people as well. It's these people that I don't even talk to anymore.
Yes.
Like, these people that were friends once in a blue moon. And like, I sometimes see them on my socials, and it was so it was like, what are they going to think of me? And it was like, is the quality good enough? Like, is does my voice sound okay? And do I have but it was basically a lot of stuff that just isn't even important. I don't know. Anyway, so like I knew, and I've known for like years, that I need to start posting about stuff. I've known it. and it's always been, oh yeah, like I'll do it at some point.
Yeah.
And this year is obviously like the year for me where I know that I've grown enough knowledge to be like, I just need to start throwing stuff out there. So I
Yeah.
knew that it had to happen this year. And when I built myself up and I'd done the whole thing and I'd done my first reel, I was like, it looks so bad. Like the quality is bad. I look so bad. I'm doing all of this stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like I'm stuttering. And then I posted it and I threw it out there. And this is the weirdest thing, right? So I threw it out there, didn't look at my phone. I didn't want to, because it was like, so people are going to turn around and be like, what are you doing? Ha 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 ha. And I actually got love from it. Like people supporting you, going, oh, that's wicked. You're doing your thing, or got likes. Or it was just the weirdest. It was the weirdest thing. It made me realize, and I've already known this via learning it, that like people don't care about you. What I mean by that, by the way, is that so people were showing love and they were like loving it, but it was just like another post for them.
Yeah.
In my head, I visualized it like they would stop, look at my face, watch the reel, and just like, I don't know, almost point and laugh. Like, look what Ryan's doing. And then I realized what actually happened is that they saw it, liked it, oh, well done, moved on. And I was like, of course, it makes sense, because that's exactly what I do. Like, and I do that for people who have millions and millions of followers.
Yeah, strangers.
Okay. Oh yeah, cool. That's nice. That's interesting. Move on. And then it made me think, so why am I spending all of this headspace just like trying to find the best thing?
Yeah.
So
It's
doing
No, it's good. It's good to hear, because it's the hardest thing, and that's, I think, what separates them from us, if you want to put it that way, is they have the confidence. And granted, we are older now, and when we were younger, you think about this stuff a lot less, even though you think about it more. If you think about all the stuff that you have done back in the day, hairstyles and fashion and dancing, and just going places and being seen and doing all this stuff, and you kind of go, oh, but we were younger, we were just doing it, we didn't think. Now that you're older and you can think about stuff, and you go, oh, but then people will be looking. It's like, but people were looking back then, and also you were looking at other people, and it didn't really make a difference either way. But yeah, the difference with people who are doing this stuff now is that they are just doing it, and there are so many more people in the world that can benefit from what you have to say than there are that will find a problem with it. And that's a difficult thing to do, but I feel like you can only figure that out by doing. I speak to a lot of people about setting up social media, and I get the same response. Everything that you said and everything that you were saying back then, I'm like dealing with it with probably, I don't know, I'm gonna say a handful of people that I speak to regularly. I'm like, have you posted anything yet? Have you done anything? No, not yet. Do you know what it is? I'm thinking, if I do it faceless without my voice, and I'm like, so how are you ever going to promote yourself if you don't want to be on there? It's like, no, but I've got something to say, but I don't want to say it. I'm going to get someone else to do it. And it's like, you're finding so many excuses and trying to hide from everyone, when you know that everyone can see you anyway. Like when you step outside, people can see you. When you're talking, people can see you. Why not say something? And then they go, wow, now I can hear you. And you've got something really interesting to say, or I know someone who will benefit from what you're saying, and then direct you to the right people. But yeah, I deal with that a lot, and it's challenging at the very least. But there's an odd one. You're one of the ones who's broke through, so you made it.
Every single step, like you kind of get to a hurdle, and I think the hurdle for me right now is like the consistency. Because what's happened, and this is a great thing, is that so I was focusing on like knowledge and socials, but the socials have actually gotten me clients, which has meant that like I now have to do actual work. In my head, it's like, I'm just like, oh, I need to get clients. And then now I've got clients, it's like, oh crap, like, I need to focus on adding value to those people. But those clients, they might not last forever. Like they're project based, which means they're not going to last forever. So it's like I need to start or keep on doing the socials to keep the circle going. I also need to provide the value, or you know, I'm getting paid for a service that I need to actually fulfill. And this is where it starts to get, I guess that's my next hurdle. And it's a brilliant position to be in, but it's like, what the crap? I literally thought I had it down. Like, you know, yeah, I had like a content schedule and I knew when I was filming it. And then now it's like, oh, but I can't because I need to actually do some work. Yeah, which is like, I didn't even believe that was a thing. So, but yeah, no, that's cool. I'm just gonna finish this, just
sure.
and then when I chat a bit more just about socials and stuff. But I guess I just wanted to finish up by saying like the knowledge, if I would have started in the beginning and just thought I need to learn and I need to become an expert at this thing, and while I'm doing that, I want to document it, I want to talk about it. I'm not trying to be an expert. I'm not saying I'm a millionaire. I'm not saying like follow me and you'll become rich and famous. What I'm saying is that I'm going through it and I'm maybe a couple of steps ahead of you, but if I'm making mistakes, you know, come follow my journey. But I'm also showing that I'm doing the thing and I'm posting about it, which is making me more relatable. So if I started doing those things in the beginning, I would have made a lot more clients and I would have been a lot further, like a lot quicker. And that's what I think I wanted to just say within this whole thing. Like if anyone is looking to start something, irrespective of what it is, it could be drop shipping, it could be FBA, it could be like, I don't know, coaching service. Instead of like trying to think of the website and the logo and these things that don't really matter, like work on the things that will make you better at that thing and just post about it. Like if you start posting about it, it will start attracting that kind of audience and then attracting those kind of clients. That is yes. So that is my little spiel, and that is me celebrating. I'm looking not like me, but
a little bit sunburnt, but that's right.
I was doing it in a rush. But yeah, so that is what I wanted to say, and then now we're back to us. So I think a lot of the stuff that we've already spoken about are things that I actually wanted to know. But tell me what's happening in the world of like socials, like what is going on. Like TikTok is closed, right? As well, TikTok is banned in the US. Is that still?
No, that lasted about 12 hours.
No way. So it's back.
Yeah, it's back. Like it never left.
So I thought like it would have been good for the UK market for it to be banned in the US because it's obviously still here. So it's like, oh yeah. So
yeah, it would have been, but I don't know. I mean, I went to sleep and I was like, oh, TikTok's banned. And then when I woke up the next day and went into work, I was like, oh, I wonder what it's like on there now without American voices.
Yeah.
And then I went on and I mentioned it at work. I was like, oh yeah, I wonder what it's like. I want to go and check. And everyone was like, no, it's been cancelled already. And I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, it didn't last long. I think it was 8 hours. But yeah, it's still up and running. I mean, TikTok is the new thing. And if you listen to Gary V, which, you know, we've listened to our Gary V's.
Yeah.
But if you listen to him, like, you know, we're late to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're 5 years behind. But what he's saying is that it's all going to move in the way that TikTok's moving. There are people selling on TikTok constantly. And there are people posting, and there's a lot of different avenues or tabs, whichever way you want to put it, on there, which are, you know, story time. There's going live. There's the shop, TikTok shop, and various other things, the music sector, and all this type of stuff. But
so it's tabs within. So I have TikTok, like, because I post on it, but only because like when I create my shorts, I just schedule it to post on TikTok as well. So I don't actually know what's in TikTok. I don't really look at it. So there is.
They're not real tabs. Sorry, let me clarify that. That's just if you look at it from a who's on their perspective.
Okay.
Like on YouTube, you do get certain things. You get education. You get blah blah blah. It's the same. It's the same on TikTok. It's just if you start to scroll through, you could almost put them into several categories, and you can say, oh, okay, this one is you're trying to sell me something. Oh, this is educational. Oh, that's a story time. Oh, that's a get ready with me. That's a, so it falls under fashion. That's music. That's acting, etc. And I think it's definitely the platform to be on and to get used to, because what you're saying now, if you're getting traction from Instagram, TikTok is like, it's almost like one of those high slides, which is as soon as you're on it and you're doing things right, it's like, because especially when it picks up, it's not for everyone and it doesn't start straight away, but from what I've seen, the growth that you can have on there is insane, and you can actually make money from it almost instantly. Granted, there are still some criteria. You still need to have a good following or a certain number of following if you want to get money from posts. But if you want to do other things,
Sorry, do you know what that criteria is?
I think it's 10K followers to make money from posts. But I think from the shop, you just need to sign up to their affiliate
account, or
not affiliate marketing, but yeah, their thingy creator pack or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, I need to find out what all the actual names are.
To be honest, it's like, yeah, I've seen videos where like a random, no one famous, no one like, no one who's really good, like, I don't or whatever, and they just are posting. They literally like have their phone on a tripod and they're talking about whatever product it is they're posting.
Yeah.
And I've seen how real they are, but you're like, yeah, this is my shop and I'm making crazy money selling this stuff, and it's literally, you just see them like this, like with their little thing going, yes, this is my product, and they're just live like constantly for the whole day or something, but that they seem to be selling. So it's like, cool.
Yeah. And it's an interesting thing to witness, because you are seeing real money come in, and it's beneficial to the app, as into the actual TikTok as a platform. It's beneficial to them, beneficial to whoever they're affiliated with, if it's Temu or the other one, if it's Shein or whoever it is that people are buying things from. It's beneficial to the creator. It's beneficial to the people that are watching. It's almost like an all-round solution where you're like, and you can just be on there looking at things. Like, you can just be on there watching and being entertained. But again, if you're watching someone's video and it's over a minute and they've got over 10K following, you're supporting them.
Yeah,
they're getting paid. And it's just the next iteration of it, but there will be one after. And this is what Gary Vee's saying, but there has to be an evolution of this, whether it's now or whether it's in 2 years' time. There will be something else that comes along and does this even better. The way that I look at it is like you can go film is 2 hours long. TV shortened stuff to half-an-hour episodes. YouTube was like 10 minutes. Instagram was a minute. Snapchat and stuff like that. Instagram were like 15 seconds. Then Instagram was a minute. TikTok is now 3 minutes or so. But everything is like shorter and shorter and shorter. And it's not getting to the point where it's like 5 seconds, but 3 minutes is like the sweet spot for attention. And almost the later that an app joins this revolution or evolution of things that we watch, the more that they will understand. They've got all of that data to say people's attention span, or not attention span, but you can keep people for 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and that's all you need. It's all you need to sell something. It's all you need to promote yourself. It's all you need to tell a story. It's all you need for all of the things. And that's where we are. That's where we are now. And TikTok, as I say, I'm seeing people make crazy money on there, like 10K a month. I'm hearing that people are, and that's like on the lower end. Americans, I don't know what is the difference between American money and English money. And I don't mean exchange rate, but people are on there going, hey, I'm going to show you how I make 70K a month just by selling these rubber bands. And you're like, £70,000 a month. And it's like, it's not that difficult. And I'm like, it is, because who wants to buy a rubber band for how you make a 70K? But they seem to do it, and they have all the receipts and all that type of thing to show it. And it's like, and it does make me think, I'm like, am I missing out? Is it as easy as they say? Are they just trying to get people onto a course? Because selling courses is also a business and a business model. But you can just do it. You can do the shop. You can do like all the affiliate programs, and just promoting products. For instance, one guy, there's a light that I've got in my bedroom, and I didn't buy it from him. I actually bought it as a backlight, or just an ambient lighting. But I don't think I bought it from TikTok. I bought it from Amazon. But this guy said, I posted this video, and honestly, I've made 70 grand, and I think it was 70 or 100 grand like last month just by selling this thing. And instead of me promoting it in a way of like, buy this lamp, he goes, I didn't even say anything. It was a 10-second video, and I just posted. He posted the emotion, but he posted like, I think he had the light on. He said the perfect light for date night or something like that. And he had the light on, and it was him and his girl watching TV. And he goes, for some reason, that reel or that TikTok blew up, and people have been using his links to buy that thing, to buy that lamp. And it's like, okay, that's all it takes.
So just so I mean, I don't know if you know this, but just so I understand the business model, is he selling that lamp, or was he selling that lamp through
Shop. So similar affiliate marketing, I guess.
What was the link? So the link is like Amazon, and then he's just using his Amazon affiliate link. Is that right? Or,
yeah, but the TikTok have their own shop, their built-in shop into the app.
but for the user, sorry, yeah, go on.
I think it uses, I feel like it uses Temu or it uses AliExpress or something like that, because I've just bought something off of there the other day, a phone holder which just sticks to anything, like
the metal one that you see.
yeah,
just
I think one of them's electric and the other one's manual, but it's actually the manual one, or the manual one that I actually really want, where you put it on and you just slide the thing. And I thought, let me buy it from the source to see, but mine's coming from the States, so that's now going to take 3 weeks to get here, but it is what it is.
So it's drop shipping. But okay,
Yeah.
so when you say TikTok has their own shop, so if I wanted to start it, for example, would I go into TikTok shop or go into Temu or whichever affiliate TikTok thing, and then look for a product and then talk about that product and give their link? Is that how it would kind of work? And then so I talk about it or throw out a TikTok about it and then hope that people click that link to buy it, and then through that TikTok would pay me. Is that the customer?
Yes.
Or the
So I'm just having a look now on there, because it will come up. But yeah, basically you'll put the link in either your bio, and there'll be a link to your shop. I'm trying to find someone who actually has it. But there'll be a link to either the product in the bio, or in the bio of or in the caption section of the video.
okay.
And you click that, and you can get taken directly to the thing, but you're still within the TikTok app, as in you're just on a tab, call it, within the app, and then you buy through that, which will still connect to your Google Chrome, but opens within TikTok.
So, but where would the person, unless you said this or unless I said it, where would the person get that link? And then how would the person get paid from that link? Or is TikTok paying them? Or is it both? Maybe it's both.
Yeah, I think they get a percentage of it. Again, it's something I need to look into more.
Yeah,
They get a percentage of each sale. It's like weird that now there's none on here whatsoever. So they get a percentage of each sale. And I can't remember what the percentage is, but yeah, if people are buying that thing within the thousands or the hundreds of thousands, then yeah, that all equals nice change. And yeah, if it is like 70 grand, for instance, that this guy made, it's like, I don't even know. I can't remember how much it is. It's like $15. So maybe he gets half.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, okay, so you know that story is great and it sounds wicked. Why do you think people aren't doing it? Myself included. I mean,
me too. I think there is an element of, how can I put it? So similar to what we were saying before, there are people who want it. And when you're younger and you want to go for it and you want to do things, you have this botheredness to do it. And I think a lot of people are, once you've passed a certain threshold, everything becomes easy. So for instance, if someone approached you and said, oh, I want to post on social media, you'll say, oh my God, it's so easy. You just have to do it. But they're in the position that you were in 6 months ago, call it. And if someone had told you 6 months ago, as they did, just post, you'll be like, oh yeah, but I need to, blah, blah, blah. So I think people fall into that same category of like, it feels like it's so much work to do, and I don't want to show my face, and then I don't want to do this, and there's all of the reasons that they stack up, all the boxes they put in front of the door, and then go, oh, I can't get out the door. And it's like, it's because you stack boxes in front of it. And I think they do that as a reason as to why they're not going to. But when you hear so many people saying it's actually easy, it's very easy, you kind of go, I don't trust that. I don't trust that it's easy. I feel like I'm gonna have to be too far out of my comfort zone, and then before I know it, I'm gonna be, you know, whatever it is, start something that I'm gonna fail, and it's probably not the case.
It's, you know, like I don't want to get too deep here, but I think I probably am. The in school, when you know the answer to something
Yeah,
and you want to put your hand up, you don't, because you're like, what is everyone going to think? What happens if I get it wrong?
yeah,
And you know, like, what's the teacher going to say? Is someone going to laugh at me? All of these things come into your head. And I'm not saying that school's necessarily bad, but I think like that kind of, when you're in school for like 8 years or whatever it is, like you're in, you know, from year 7 to year 11, and then you got college or even before that, when you're in a space for that long, for that amount of time, and that constant thought is like, what are other people going to think of me? And then you come out into the big bad world, and then, you know, you go into work and it's a similar kind of situation, and then you want to do your own thing, and then when you go and do your own thing, you still have all of those thoughts. Like, you'll still remember when you thought you wanted to put your hand up, but oh, what are people thinking? And I guess, yeah, so in my head, while it's just, I guess, re saying what you said, but I do think it's like just the way we've almost been brought up, like you kind of, it's so difficult to just do it. And I think that the older you get, the harder it is to do it, because there's so many more things that are even worse. So yeah, that's interesting. So as a, with all the social media stuff that, you know, like if someone wanted to do something, so someone wanted to start a business of whatever it is, what do you reckon their quickest way to do it is? Would you say TikTok, or would you say YouTube, or do they all have their different kind of strengths? Like, how would you approach it?
I think short form is definitely the best way through, and short form just goes on all platforms, and it has the same ability to reach, unless you're actively trying to use TikTok Shop. Then going on Instagram to convert someone over is always difficult. There's also a conversion from between the different platforms, which is always difficult. But
what do you mean, like a metric, or what do you mean
no, just in terms of like, if so, for instance, we post videos on Instagram to get people to click onto YouTube, but I said to someone today, funnily enough, I said, you have to think about the process. So when someone's watching Instagram or on TikTok, their phone is this way. When they're watching YouTube, their phone is this way. And it's such a minor thing where you go, yeah, but they just have to turn their phone. But the comfort is different. Just the very act of going, oh, I need to watch it this way now, is like so different. That holding it landscape or yeah, horizontally, is like I'm in for a longer video now than I should be. So holding it vertically, you're constantly on the move. But with one of the things that
it's just friggin' so true. Like so if I'm basically, I can look at my phone horizontal, like whatever this is, portrait. I can look at it outside, walking.
Yeah.
I don't know, like in the car or whatever. But when I'm doing this, I can only do this when I'm sitting down, like doing nothing, like actually have time to sit there and watch it. And I never even thought about it. But yeah, you're right. It creates a totally different customer journey, which is anyway.
Yeah. So what's interesting is then when you are feeding into the vertical scrolling, when you're feeding into the vertical scrolling, you are allowing people, like, you're basically saying, this isn't going to be a long video. It's not going to be long. I'm going to get my point across in this short amount of time. But the way that it was described to me, we had a meeting at YouTube in the Google headquarter things, and they basically said to us, look at the short feed like it's a stream, and or like a little river or whatever it is that's passing through.
Stream, not like a online live
Oh,
stream.
yeah, sorry, not like an actual stream. Yeah, got all these words now, double meanings. But yeah, like an actual stream, like a water stream, and everything gets thrown in. Everything gets thrown in, so it doesn't matter what you're into necessarily. They'll just try everything. Yes, they are tailoring it slightly, but there's an even playing field. If you're into something funny, they may show you a funny video to do with a car, and a funny video to do with an airplane, and a funny video to do with boxing. Then they also may show you something else related to one of those. So they'll keep throwing things in. When you're on the YouTube homepage, that's been tailored for you. So all the things that you've specifically looked for are there. And I find that, yes, they are tailoring the algorithm more to you, but there will be the random thing that comes up, and that video could be yours. So the playing field is just
So wide.
so wide that it's like, it's like there's a car boot sale, and there are like so many cars on there. You're like, if I don't leave here with one thing that I like, it'll be impossible.
Yeah.
And the other side to it is that you find your niche. So in the short form, you find your niche, and that's like it's the new form of door knocking and cold calling and cold emails, but it's just done in hopefully a more approachable way, and more as you said, like it's your outreach. But the conversion to, for me to, again, look at the conversion rates, for me to like something, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I like it because of various different things that I've seen. Then for me to follow is like oh yeah, but I might like and follow, never comment. Might like, follow, and then go in and actually look at the profile. That means I've made a commitment now. Now I'm on the profile and I want to watch another video to see if they're the same as the things that I liked, my post of entry, call it. Then I'm in and I'm looking at all the other content. I'm like, hey, I really like this guy. Then I may go and look for a link in the bio. I'm like, okay, then it's like there are all of those steps. And I'll probably do that, let's just say once a week, for a different thing, whether it converts me to buy something or not, or to follow or not, or to purchase, or to sign up to a course, or whatever it is a whole other thing. But I've taken so many routes to get so much closer to them as a person, that for someone who was a stranger to me 10 minutes ago, I've now watched 10 of your videos, and I'm interested, and I know your voice, and I know what you're about. And now I've added you to my collection of people in my, in terms of who I follow. And if you show up for me again, I'll be like, oh, that was a cool guy. And sometimes I will save, like I do a lot of saving of things, because liking it is one thing, but then I like so many things that when I go back to go and find a thing, I'm like, I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
But I save things, and then I've got different tabs for saving, or different folders.
Wow.
Cool art stuff. It's called cool art. But I've got another one which is like music video, another one which is for my brother's cafe. I've got another one which is camera, another one which is films, another one which is music. So then I save those into those tabs, so that whenever I have that moment of like, oh, I need inspiration, or I need to remember, I then go into those tabs and I'm like, there it is. So I tried to compartmentalize it for myself. And
It's deep.
Yeah, but the reason why I think it's a good thing, so to answer your question originally, is because anyone can end up in one of those categories for me. And once you're in that, there's a high percentage, there's a higher chance of me coming back to look at your thing, and you can convert me. And that's ultimately my what's the word? What I think everyone's doing is like, I know this is the advert channel. I know you're going to sell me something. Just be convincing. Just convince me enough, and I will part with my money. I'll part with my adult money that I have, and I have a bit disposable. I don't, but if you can convince me to make a bad choice, like, which is a good choice, like I've seen people with those transformer toys, that ones that open up by themselves, and I'm like, if I watch enough of these videos, I will buy one.
And it's only bringing under $1,000 or something like that. I've looked loads of times.
I'm not even a huge Transformer fan, but just to have one and go,
yeah,
transform, and I'll be like, oh, that'll be it. But I choose not to watch too many of them, because I know I can be sold to.
Yeah.
But I've bought t-shirts, I've bought artwork, various things online just from people, because I'm like, I also like the idea of the underdog. And I think that's one of the things that people are supporting a lot more now, is the underdog over the corporation, the big corporation.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge turning point, where big companies are trying to make their content look crap. It's like, they're like, hey, we didn't shoot this on an expensive camera. And it's like, you can film it on your phone, but they will never get the concept of it, because it's like, oh, that's too risky.
And they also have a lot of red tape, like a lot of older school companies that will still dress in suits and stuff like that. They will try to be cool, but they also try to be like, but my client base is, I don't know, whatever it is, like kind of client base. So, okay, so if I wanted to start something right now to get the quickest money from it, what do you reckon it should be? So do you reckon, yeah, what would it be? What would you say to do? Like if I came to you and I'm like, bro, like I need extra income, like right now, what can I do? And
if
I
you're
know
willing to do anything, if you're willing to do something and put yourself out there,
OnlyFans.
yeah, 100%. Get them socks off right now. But now, I would say TikTok, and I would say start with going live. When you go live on TikTok, and you can do these things called battles with people, where you honestly, this on TikTok, yeah, this on TikTok could be a battle.
What?
You sign in, I sign in. We both say, "Oh, we're gonna have a battle now." There could be 5 people in there, and people gift. So people will send like people are liking, tapping the screen, liking. I'll see if I can show you on here. But they're tapping the screen and showing, and then what they do is they will get someone will send them a heart, and it's like, oh, that heart might be worth 10p. So someone's paid 10p for that heart, and they've sent it to you. So effectively, they've sent you 10p.
Yeah. All right.
Or they've sent you 8p because TikTok may take their percentage. Okay, so for
What
instance,
the heck? When? Where? How?
this is a battle. So if you can see the bar on the top, the pink.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
she's winning at the moment, and she's losing.
What are they actually doing?
Nothing.
30 seconds of doubles. Chloe Harris, thank you.
Gary Helena, thank you.
Now, actually.
They're literally just streaming.
Guys, wait for the doubles to start.
I'm going to see. Hopefully, they'll send a gift, and you'll see when it happens. It's so funny because this is the.
Guys, use the glove. Use the glove. We've only got 20 seconds on it.
Like that.
Thank you. Guys, go on the glove together.
So that cash thing.
I didn't.
I'm not gonna do
I mean,
anything.
This thing that keeps popping up.
Marilyn,
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, guys. Go on doubles.
Amanda, thank you. Monica, AJ, thank you.
They're literally. They're just streaming. They're not even. There isn't even a post.
Thank
that?
you.
That.
Thank you.
Whatever that is.
Monica,
Little
thank
double,
you.
whatever.
Tanya, thank
Yeah.
you.
Look, now she's coming back. Can you see?
Oh my God.
She's coming back. So now
Thank
the
you
blue.
so much.
Okay, so the battle is the people
Nikita, Chloe.
posting stuff for that person, and then
Exactly.
it's like, what the frig? That is such a
So
genius.
this is
but
this, and this is
dumb
what's,
idea.
yeah. This is what's genius about it, is that there are also so. And again, this is in my limited knowledge, because I try to learn about it, and then I go, oh my God, I can't. It's so clever, but so dumb, but so clever, but so dumb. What's genius is the more you gift, the higher up you rank. So there's a ranking in the UK.
Gamification or whatever is like a big thing. I know.
Yeah. So if I put, let's just say I put a grand into my TikTok account, and then I'm gifting and I give away that whole grand, I'm now seen as a generous person. So like, oh my God, this person gifts, they're top gifter. Or, you know, I'm up there with the top gifters, and I may go onto someone's live, and it's a weird, I don't know what the word, it's not a fetish, but you know, like there are people who like to buy things for people, and that's their thing. It ends up falling into that category, I feel, for this, because I'll spend £500 and watch a battle and watch someone close to the end, and the person who's losing, I may say, I'm going to drop them a £500 lion or whatever it is. And then I drop a lion on them. That person was like so close to losing. Now they've come back in the battle, and it's like, oh, look, now they're winning. And that person's like, oh my God, thank you so much, Gus. You've just gifted me. Gus, you are the guy. Da, 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 da. So I've gifted them. So it's like, wow, you're a top gifter. Now people not necessarily want to follow me, but they want to be like, yo, that's someone to watch out for. I want him in my battles. So then if I start battling, that person who I've gifted should really gift me back. So they may drop me £100 thing.
Yeah.
So then it's like, now I'm also being gifted stuff. And they're like, oh, I know you're going to give, so I'm going to give to you. It becomes this exchange. But each way, you're all bumping each other up. Even though those two are against each other, they're actually helping each other grow on the thing, on the platform. It's just, I say it's genius, but it's just so like, and I'm like, you don't have to do anything. You could go on, and I say this could be a battle.
Let's do it. I say we do it next week.
Yeah, we could try it. And it's just all you've got to do is just thank people. It's like, oh, thank you so much. Again, you may have to set something up on your.
Okay, like so, we need to round up quickly or soon because we've been on for over an hour. But do you know anyone who's doing it?
I know 2 people who were heavily involved in it,
and are they battling just like that?
So one of the people is the girl that was on the right.
Oh, sick. Okay.
She used to work with us, and it's funny that she came up because I don't follow her, but she always comes up because she's on there. She has a schedule that she goes on and she battles, and she makes crazy money every month. She's on there, and now Yan's son is on there, and he's doing it as well.
Does she know? Did she? Oh, it's wicked that you actually knew her. So that's even sicker. So does she know who the other?
She came up randomly, by the way. I was scrolling and she's just there. Like I didn't follow her. If that makes sense.
Do you know if she knew the other? I'm just like, it almost sounds too easy. Like, but yeah. So I just wanted to know whether it's real because, like, so the fact that you actually know people that's doing it is nuts.
But that's the beauty of it, is that anyone can do it. So you may go on, and this is the other thing that I find really beautiful about it, and I'll speed through this, is that where I was like, yo, this is perfect, is I went on there, and this is probably a year ago or last year at some point, scrolling through, and you're seeing DJs on there and this person, that person, and I saw a guy who was playing D&D, like just Dungeons and Dragons on there, and I was like, that's
the board game, right?
Yeah, but like, he was like dressed up, like proper Big Bang Theory, dressed up in like an ape with a wand or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's when I was like, this thing is so much bigger than I realized. Because I think of social media, when you think of it, you think of the shiny, the glitz, the glamour, the people, the parties, the boobs, the all of this kind of, the cars, the money, the watches. And you kind of forget that everyone's on social media. So the fact that these guys also have their pocket, and there were like people in there, and I clicked in and I was watching for a bit, and he's like, he's rolling dice, and he's like, or die, and he's like, oh, there are 2 goblins that have stepped up into the thing. And I was like, this is insane. I didn't even know this was a real thing. I thought it was like, I just didn't know. I'd never played Dungeons and Dragons before. It's on my list of things to do.
No way. Jeez.
Yeah.
All
but it was so good to see that was a thing, and they had their pocket, and they'd be battling, and maybe he's making a killing. He could be making $5,000 extra a month just by playing D&D. And I was like, yeah, it's so much bigger than we realized. So my advice would be, get on TikTok, put yourself fully out there, and once you've started going live and you get used to that, everything else should be easier. It's like you overstretch yourself because you're on there. You could be on there for an hour and make like £15 or 20p because you've just got 2 hearts or whatever it is, 2 roses. And but once you've done that, when it comes to making posts, they will be so much easier because they're controlled, and it's only for a minute. You're on there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, and you come back and you've only made £5. But when you're going to post, you're like, okay, cool, it's simple.
And I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. So I guess for me to quickly speak through as well, like I started the whole social media stuff. I started just posting stuff that wasn't my face. So it was literally Canva. Couple of posts, couple of carousels, and then I'm getting no engagement and stuff. And I know that reels and stories and all of that, they're like the thing. So I know I need to start doing them. But they took me the most time to get over. And then once I started doing them, I started realizing, okay, this is like easier to do. If you go on straight on TikTok and you go on live, because live is like the next step. Live is like, okay, now I need to, I don't know, show personality or properly or whatever it is. So live is like, I'm not even there yet. Like I feel like I can't even do it. I'm confident enough to do it, but it's like that next step. So exactly to follow on where you're going is that, or from what you said, is that if you start with live, you've already done probably the hardest thing. So everything else prior to that will be easier. So that's a wicked kind of strategy. But I guess it's just getting out to do it, because even me, I'm like, I
was going to say, you've already done live. You don't realize it, but you do online classes. That's exactly the same thing. It's just that in this one, you've got a whole bunch of people who may randomly switch on and go, oh, what's he talking about? Okay, cool, I'm going to keep it scrolling. Or they're going to stay and listen for 10, 20 minutes because it's like, oh man, there's even people on here talking about AI courses and financial advice. Same with how I'm talking about D&D. And it's like, man, I didn't realize. So also conversion there. So
I mean, there's still the next level for me because so with a class, for example, or with like a call, there's a structure almost. So yes, I feel like Yeah, but no, I love it. I love it. And that is, I'm not even lying, bro. We should do it, man. Let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
do it.
It's
Even,
it's on my list of things to do. It's just yeah, it's so it's not difficult for me, but in my mind, I'm like, I need to be bothered to do it because I do it all day. So then I come home and I'm like,
yeah.
okay, let me go on live and potentially talk to someone and, you know, potentially talk to no one. And there is a lot of time you could just sit on there and you're just like looking at the screen. A lot of people often also just read the comments and people be like, what's your name? Oh, my name's Gus. Yeah.
It's exactly like streaming, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of gaming. Like, I used to watch a lot of Call of Duty
Yeah.
on Twitch, and it's that 2.0, I guess.
Oh
Because
yeah, 100%.
on like a smaller scale, especially if they're just reading chat, because and it's just you look at it and it's just so, I don't want to say dumb, but there's no essence to it. But you're there and it's like an hour later you're still there. It's just like, what the hell?
Just imagine if we had this when we were teenagers, though, man. We would have been fully. I'm don't get it wrong. We would have done it. We'd be on those things, but we'd also. It's like the perfect. It's like the perfect thing to just occupy time.
Yeah.
And we had so much time as kids, as teenagers, and even younger adults, where it's just like I've got nothing to do. And
Yeah.
these days are just so they don't have the opportunity to be bored, and it's like, man.
I know. I hate looking back at it, but it is like there's so much opportunity with like the younger generation, and I feel like they're almost lazy. Like there's a shift that I had to go through, which was like from a consumer to like an owner, or like how do they do that rather than just me watching it. And it's just, I feel like if that was to happen to like a lot of these people, they'd be like, yeah, let's just post. But also like it's great because now that I'm older, I'm just like, if I can get it and do it, I can also show them that this is a thing. So yeah.
And you're also the youngest that you're going to be. So, in 7 years' time, you'll be like, oh man, I'm 46. And it's like, oh, I should have started this when I was 39. God, if I'd done it then, and I was young then. And it's like, yeah.
You made me sound old, man. Like yeah, no, you're right.
But it's the truth. Like, again, you start in 10 years' time, and you're like, man, if I like 60, you'd be looking, man, do you know how young I was when I was 40? Oh my God, I was 40. I thought I knew it all. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So, yeah. So,
oh man,
it's worth doing.
Thank you so much for your time.
That's all good. No, thank you.
If there's like, is there anything else you reckon? We didn't even get to scratch the surface. We were literally talking TikTok. There's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's Insta. Yeah, is there anything that you'd wanted to finish off on? Like, yeah, is there anything you wanted to finish off on?
I'll leave you on a thought because I can't. Because it's one of the last things I was thinking of this morning about social media. And I think when it comes to posting, or if you're ever thinking about what to post or how to post, one of the ways that I look at it is if you take the first two letters from both words, which is just so me, I think that's like a good thing to remember. Like, this is how people may look at social media, is like, oh, that is so me. That that post is so me. This is so me. Like, you can talk about the most random thing, and that's it's not irrelevant because it's so me. Like, the other day I was clearing it. I always say this thing, which is thinking content. If you can think in content, you have an endless amount of things to post. The other day, Sunday, I think it was, I was clearing out my freezer, and for some reason, again, I'm always thinking in content, and I was like, I've just found a great hack for clearing out your freezer. And it was, I opened it and I basically was just like, check the dates on stuff, because this is from 2020, this is from 2021, this is from 2023. And I genuinely was doing it as I was doing it, and I was taking the mick out of myself, but I was like, oh, I should have actually recorded this and posted it. But that for someone is relevant information. No, it seems like a thing, and it, when you watch it or watch it back, you're just like, oh, that is just so me, such a me thing to do. But stepping outside of your comfort zone is really important. But when you look around in your day to day, you think you've got 24 hours in a day, and you're not awake for all of them. But if you're telling me that there's nothing to post within that time, I can guarantee you, and I'll place a bet, I could probably find at least 20 posts that you could do. So yeah, thinking content, and to make sure it's so me.
I love that. Thank you, G. I
All
really
right.
appreciate it.
All good. Thanks, man. We'll speak soon.